Welcome back to Cattle Ranch. Today we're going to be working on a little bit of improvements to our productions. You can see right now we are picking up the straw. We're having to have a worker take care of this. We're going to have to keep an eye on them. I did not set this up on auto drive, but we'll try to get it done as best as possible and just sell this straw. The big issue I want to solve today is this fertilizer plant. So what we're going to really want to do is make a little bit of money, because we want to extend this entire production area. One of these isn't going to be enough, but we need probably plot 26 and probably 11 as well to do what we want to do. Like the productions, long term, we wanted to really expand this, and we're growing. We're growing a little bit bigger than, you know, we can handle, and we want to make sure we're making as much money as possible. We're constantly filling this up with slurry. We have a whole bunch of fertilizer we could bring over here. So we could get the production upgrade mod and upgrade these actual productions, but I think the best solution here would be to have multiples and, you know, as many as we really need to burn through all the goods. So we're gonna make some money. We have lots of goods to make money off of. 26 and 11 is what I'm eyeing to really start building out this production yard. And then we're gonna slowly figure out what we want to do with these cattle. Come to the conclusion, I don't like the way we've done this. I don't want my cows in these barns. I want them to be free range. I want them eating grass. I don't want them to be stuck inside all the time. They have nowhere to roam. We're going to solve that. It's going to take a little bit of time. It might not be this episode, but we're not done with this series. It's going to go a little bit longer than I thought. We'll probably be using a lot of auto drive for cutting the grass and taking care of the harvests on the big, huge fields, and really turn into a farm manager at this point, and I think that was always the plan. So we do have 100% fertilized. Yield bonus is 95% because we did shut off precision farming on here because they got it a little messed up. So we're going to move forward without it. But see, they're doing good. They're working around the headland, already 122,000 straw. My goodness. 102,000 liters of straw, but we're looking here just to see what we have in storage is 213,000 already. So we have plenty of straw. We don't really need it this year. We'll definitely be selling it. But I do want to sell a little bit of the silage. And I did want to talk about one of the things that we kind of adjusted last episode. Originally, we wanted to do all TMR. We're a huge TMR production, but we're losing money. So we're making decisions that are better for the long-term business moving forward. We still have some grass to move over here, so there's so much more we're going to produce. Yeah, we have almost 1 million liters of silage over here, so we're going to start selling it today. And let's see where it's best. Right now it is the animal dealer, so we'll be cruising up there real slow. We got to make some money. There's a lot to do in Cattle Ranch before I'm satisfied with it. I was going to do just a farmyard build out, but no way. We have lots of equipment to buy still. We need trucks. We need semis moving around here. We need to look like a real, operation. And just having tractors, not really going to do it. We want some semis, multiple semis with large capacities to move around, and really powerful semis too to deal with the terrain here. So not done yet. Hope you guys are going to enjoy it. We got a lot to do still. I'm going to run on ×1 for a little bit today while we catch up on a lot of the selling. 52,000 liters at a time right now until we can afford some bigger equipment, and only being able to go very slow up this huge steep hill. It's going to take a little bit to make some progress, so got to get some things sold. Going to get a little bit more of the straw done and make sure our course play route is correct. Just figuring out exactly what we're going to make per trip here. Can't remember from last episode, but silage should be at a decent price pretty much every month right now. We might be losing a little bit, but should be worth it. Yeah, 19,000 per trip. All right, I'll see you after a few more loads. All right, well, here's a problem. We didn't do the harvest with course play, so they're not completely lining up correctly here. And I don't know how to fix that. So we're going to have to do this ourselves. And we're going to hold off on that, because that's going to be a beast. That's going to be a beast of an effort. We've sold 5 loads of silage at this point, so we are going to go ahead and buy field number farmland 26 here. Whoops, that's visiting. That's not buying. We'll go ahead and purchase it. And then we're going to do a little bit of work here. I think we're going to stay with these smaller productions, but I want to flatten a ton of this land out because, yeah, we've talked about that a lot in this series. And we'll go about right yonder. Make it big and flatten a ton of it out and see what happens here, how patient I am. Try to get this to work out pretty good for us. Remember now, this murders the CPU. Overlaps object. This game's so strange, guys. There's always objects, but there's never objects. So we're gonna put down, we have 100,000. I think we'll do 2 of these out here. And I wanted snapping on. Can I get my full refund? I can. So we will come out here, we'll click on it. We're gonna turn on snapping so it goes, you know, a perfect snapping is R. There we go. So now it's just rotating perfectly. And we do have this actual, well, the roads aren't really this road straight, so it is straight to that. Okay. But it'll keep them straight with each other at minimum. So we'll go about right here. And we'll give it a little bit of breathing room and go about right there. Eventually, we're going to want more than this. But this is definitely not how this is going to look. We're going to clean it up a little bit. I just wanted to kind of get scale out here. And, you know, long term, we'll probably want to turn them this way and have the road lead in. So I'm going to do a little more terraforming to clean this up. Much better than it looks now. All right, so this road does kind of slope up to this new facility that definitely needs a little more decorating, but we're just kind of baby stepping it right now. Opens up a little bit here to be a little wider, and then we have the 2 facilities. We should be able to fit 2 more. You know, I didn't necessarily do that the way I wanted to, but that's okay. We'll adjust it. We might go out farther, but soften all the terrain to make it look a little bit more natural around here. Just a rough build or map to actually build stuff like this on, so we're making the best out of it. Well, let's go ahead and we're gonna have to adjust all of our auto drive courses eventually. We got, you know, 4,300 slurry here that we can bring over, and we'll keep these productions for now. We'll have to figure out a new location for the cheese long term, or the milk, and of course we're already not using our road. Classic. But if we did one of these as, you know, primarily slurry and the other one primarily manure, we should get to the point where we catch up on the manure. The manure we're going to be way ahead on right now. We take a look over here. Slurry, we have 18,000 in the dairy one. We have 130,000 in the beef one because we haven't been able to, you know, even use all of the dairy ones, so we're way ahead. But also looking at manure, 72,000 in this one, 103,000 in that one. So we're way ahead. Bigger tank would probably make a lot of sense. We only have, I spent a lot of money. We only have $1,200 right now. So we could, you know, sell some more goods. And I think we will sell the fertilizer and cheese next. We'll take the truck over to sell the cheese. We do have some dairy cattle or some beef cattle to move over to the butcher shop today as well. All right, we'll go ahead and get these loaded up. 22,000 being sold today. And that's going to bring in a whopping $112,000 worth of cheese. We have to fix our field right here too. I sadly messed that up during that little setup section there. We will bring the Magnum over to unload the fertilizer so we can sell it. But I think we'll also sneak over here and bring a load of manure as well. Something going on with this trailer, guys. I think we need to reset it. Yeah, I think I want to make this a little, I think I will match the width of this for that whole entrance there, but we'll bring over this one over to this production. We should get these turned on now. I do have it at ×5 all of a sudden. Didn't realize I switched that. We'll drop the manure off, and we'll come over here on this one. It's inside. We'll activate slurry. So we want slurry activated, and we will do storing. Yeah, we're going to get a lot more fertilizer going. This is awesome. So we'll come over here, and this is always a cash cow. Like we knew that last time when we did cattle ranch. We made so much money off of fertilizer. Basically just allows you to do any upgrades you want over a few months. You know, you save some fertilizer and you sell it and you make a ton of money. I do think there's a little glitch in the game where you're selling fertilizer for more than you can buy it for, so you could technically just buy fertilizer and resell it. We're not going to take advantage of it that way, but it's tempting sometimes. The 25,000 liters of fertilizer we're going to be selling here, and you'll see how quickly that increases our money right away here. Our sell at anything or everything location should, yep, there we go, dump it. And we see it coming out now, and the money just skyrocketing. to $237,000. And I got to be honest with you, I forgot why we wanted to buy that. But I'm going to go ahead and get more fertilizer over here. We'll get that completely full, and temporarily, I don't know if they run in parallel. So I think to catch up, we will, you know, move as much fertilizer as possible to all 3 facilities. And then do the same thing with slurry. And, oh, I do know why. I wanted to get a bigger tank. And we're going to get a bigger tank for the slurry. Really spending today's episode to get caught up on a lot of things we've been neglecting and try to expand this production yard long term. I don't think we'll get to it today. We're going to do the same thing with cattle. We're going to extremely expand our cattle operation. This grass field that we have can handle a whole lot more cattle. And we got to get to the point where we're actually, you know, beyond efficient and filthy rich. So that manure pit is already, or manure heap is already empty. So we'll go over to the other one and start emptying it out. And it's the one that has over 100,000. And now that we're doing this again, we will want to be a little bit better about checking straw and make sure that we always have bedding in there to make sure we're producing manure on the regular. We also need to check the milk production and make sure we haven't neglected that yet. I think we might have. Going back to the way we were doing things early on, we want to have enough vehicles and enough trailers to have our auto drive courses just constantly being ran by our workers, delivering manure, delivering slurry, and we're going to try to get enough productions and scale the productions as we scale so that they're constantly fed. We don't want things backing up in the slurry tank. We don't want the manure heap backing up. We don't want the milk backing up, and we want the productions to always be running. So we finally have, you know, good income stream going to where we can do that. So we'll see eventually how many of these productions we need and get to that sweet spot before scaling the cattle and go from there. If that makes any sense? I think it does. But this one should be full about right here, and then we'll start filling up. Yeah, we'll just fill this one up and have them always running for now. And we'll go ahead and get manure activated on this one and go get another load. Getting caught up here. Once we get caught up, we'll start moving a little quicker again. But this one, we want to come over here and get manure fertilizer activated. And after I'm done with the moving the manure, we'll rejoin you, figure out what we're going to do for that new slurry tank. Probably sell some straw just to see how much each one of those full loads is going to get us. And we might be looking into a semi. It'd be nice to do like 1 or 2 trips with the slurry tank every day instead of it constantly looping. Instead of Farmall with or it might be an international with the international and the tiny slurry tank. It's time to upgrade. And I decided to take advantage of our sales everything location over here to sell a little bit of straw. 303,000 liters. I have no idea what this is going to bring in. But we're closer here to any other sales location. Not really concerned about, you know, maximizing the value of this, but we'll see. And it'll take, you know, a good amount of time to unload. Thousands aren't going up very fast, but yeah, I'll see you in a couple minutes. And those of you that are curious, yeah, we're losing about $50 per 1,000 liters, but that's all right. About $15,000 actually. Gosh, okay, so that would have been 45,000. It was 30,000. I think that's per load, and we have a whole lot more loads to do. So I think I'm gonna get this over there. We are gonna fill up the multi-fruit silo with it and hold off till it's at a better price. I think we have other things that we can sell if we need to, but yeah, I'll get this close. Dreading doing all this straw, but we'll get it done. As ready for later. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go with the Black Magnum. Or black. We're gonna go with the Black Anthem. And we have the mirrors. Do we need the mirrors? What mirrors were those? I guess you would want those. $171,000 for our first semi. And 90,000 we do have enough for our tank that we're gonna want to buy. That'll be the first trailer for it. Definitely be adding to this fleet as we go. Could have painted this a different color, but I think it looks tough. Now, is our facility configured for this to work out good? And it'll be interesting to see how it pulls this up the hill once we fill this slurry tank all the way up. What an upgrade for the farm here. This thing can't do slurry? What did we do? It can't. We need this one. We will need this one for milk eventually. I thought it could do slurry. I'm remembering something that happened in Cattle Ranch 22 all of a sudden, and I'm hoping we're not going to have the same problem here. And I didn't even look at the capacity. We'll learn when we fill it up. 22,000 about at this facility here. We'll go over to the other one and fill it up all the way if this doesn't reach capacity. This one should have over 100,000. Yeah, so we'll be doing a couple trips. Handful of trips here. Looks like 30,000 is the limit. And then we're going to go find out now if this can be unloaded or if this is this a sprayer? A spreader? Even with all that horsepower, it's going to take a while to get up to speed with all this weight in that tank. Get a cab view here. Climbing up to 13, that's terrible. You know, and going on these slower trips with a lot more capacity. We'll feel a little bit better, but it seems like we are going to top out at 13 miles an hour climbing this hill here. And you take a look behind us. It's pretty steep. We can dump it. Perfect. Okay. So that solves that problem. You know, 277 produced. We're running at ×1 again. Over here should be, you know, similar. 455. So just, you know, I use the pun cash cow. It absolutely is. So I'm going to get these all filled up. Get all our slurry caught up as well. And then we'll figure out how we're looking for milk next. Ended up bringing over 4 loads, and there's a little bit left over. It was like 2,000, so I don't think it was really worth bringing. But we're going to have about, I think, 60,000 over here. We have this one filled up at 100,000. So at this point, we can let this one run dry. And we can sell it and then relocate it over here. If, you know, in a couple months from now, we'll determine if we're constantly filling these things up with slurry and manure. And then we need more, but I think we'll be good. So we'll just park this over here for now. I think it's time to get focused on picking up some straw. And, you know, see how crazy I go. I think it'll probably go crazy a little bit. I just realized we have 2 seeders. We do have the Great Plains solid stand one, and we have our horse one over here. So we're going to get rid of the old one just to make a little bit of cash. We made $28,000 off of that, and I don't know how much we lost by selling it that way, but we absolutely needed it, and I can't remember why we wanted to keep it that way. But it's gone now. We are working on mulching the straw field, the oat field, because we are going to plant barley. We're going to get barley planted in it, so we do have the Super 8 going, or the Super 7, sorry about that. Going on mulching that, getting it ready to be planted in September. So doing the mulching to get that extra, I think it's about 2.5 yield per yield boost there, or yield bonus. Can't remember. I couldn't believe I couldn't remember that word. But what we're gonna do now, the last thing we're gonna do in August before we do get to that planting, let's look wrong from here. Let's make sure. Guess that is the mulch state, isn't it? Let's just double check on the map. Yes. Okay, so that is going. This can get shut off, and I guess we'll give you a little look while we're hopping around here. We do have 1.2 million straw. So you guys could do some quick math to figure out what we got there. I lost track of how many trips it was. We did sell 1 full load, and then I think it was 2 or 3 full ones. Yeah, insane. But the last thing we're going to do here in August, before we start planting right behind the mulcher, is we're gonna move a few, and by a few I mean 10 of our beef cattle over to the butcher shop. It is time to get them sold, or get them turned into beef, so we can then, you know, make a lot more money off of them. We did have 10 new babies show up this month, and that has been the plan. So I believe we back up to this garage here. You see a little bit of manure has been producing overnight, but the productions are absolutely in good state, so we're okay with that. We do need to get some milk moved too, but we're looking at these 38-month-old ones. There's 10 of them, so we're going to move 6 at a time, and we will have to do, you know, 2 trips there. But we got them loaded up. Let's head on over to the butcher shop, get that production back up and running. But we definitely need more money to finish this area. It's going to get finished today in this episode. We're going to call that the fertilizer production yard, and it's going to get detailed and decorated and looking pretty. So let's see, make sure we didn't wait too long, and these aren't too old of cattle to load here. I think I changed it to where it'll allow any of them, but there we go. Get the other 4 moved, and then there's a lot we have to do still. We got to move some milk. We got to make sure we have enough straw in the enclosures. We got to fix this part of the field, which I might just leave. We'll see. I cannot wait to be able to afford the land we need to turn these back into some free-range cattle. Let's go ahead and get these last 4 moved over. And then these ones here, we're going to do next, the 35-month-olds, when they turn 38 months. And I think we'll debate on 28 months on these ones as well, but trying to get one more reproduction cycle out of the eldest before we sell them. Or I keep saying sell them, before we turn them into beef. And we'll get the production enabled here after we drop these off. And, I don't remember. I don't remember exactly how much, but I do remember it being a pretty good payday once we do sell these. So, looking good. A bigger trailer would be nice, but we'll do that when we do the free-range cattle, and we'll get a lot more head going moving forward. Just had a lot of time to think about this series over the weekend, and really felt like we didn't do justice to it. And there's an end state, and I have in mind, and we're going to drive towards it. All right, so we should have 10 cows in here, which are going to say 10 cattle in the little production menu. And we activate them, and we look at the recipe that should give us 5,000 beef. And looking at prices here of beef, September or December, they're going to be 7,500. So that will be a pretty good payday. Absolutely. Okay, so now I want to hop in here. I'm going to do straw first. But we need to get this out of the way. Then we'll top off on the food, and then we also probably want to move more grass as well. Yep, they're doing good. They should get a decent head start ahead of us for the planting in the morning. But I do need to make some money because we want to do that decorating, and there's going to be some things that we have to pay money for that. So I want to stay busy here, get all this stuff taken care of. And, I was not where I thought I was. But we'll do straw, and then we'll do some TMR. And then long term, I think we're going to switch to just grass-fed moving forward. And just have a silage business to make money. I'm debating it. Completely filling up with the straw. We're still sitting at, can I see it? 1.1 million straw left. So we're good. We might just hold on to it. Maybe next time we'll sell it and then just see how long that straw lasts. It's gonna be a good amount. But doing the TMR next. See, there's some of our babies right there, or one of them. Some of the younger ones, but yeah, there's definitely the baby. Should be 10 of them in here. So they took that full load. We should be able to just crank it back and get refilled. Pretty good proximity here for this one. Oh, we're so close to being smooth there. Crank it this way and we should have it. There we go. So yeah, 200,000 TMR left in here still, and we have some in the TMR mixer. So it's either going to be October or September when we get to cut the grass again. So plenty of time to generate more TMR if we need to, but we've got plenty right now. And while that's going, let's go ahead and check on this. Starting to do the rest of the second headland, and the width of this thing makes this field look tiny. Love to have a planter or a seeder that big too. Maybe someday. Wow, they took all of it. No way. All right, so we're good there. Next thing we need to do is move some milk around. Can I just fit through this door? I can. Okay, so let's get in this guy. Should be about 8,000 milk to move over, so I don't think we need to expand the milk operation yet. The fertilizer we absolutely needed to. So we have some time to, generate some more income before we build out our larger milk production area, because we need a lot more cows for that. And we need the open field pasture that I'm wanting to do to pull that off. So yeah, definitely still a lot to do in Cattle Ranch, even though we're on year 8, but we should be able to move quicker through our progression now that we're making so much freaking money. Yeah, just 8,400. So that should be 2 loads of this. Probably just do 1. We can do 1 in the morning as well. Now, did this run out? It didn't. We actually did good today. All right, so this does hold up to 2.5 million. This production's insane. So yeah, I guess we won't need to scale, but we do need to put this in a better place and give it more decoration long term. Got the floating box here. I think we're gonna let this one just run out of material. And yeah, once it's done with this slurry, we'll just get rid of it and see if we need more up there as time goes on. And I guess we could move a little bit of grass over to the dryer. The fermenting silo is what we have. Now we do want to keep the dryer going because we want to know if we need another one. If we're going to cut the grass in October, are we going to get through, you know, drying, fermenting all the silage? So we still have 200,000 grass in here. I think we're going to want another one. And at that point, we would build another facility just for it. This area is getting crammed, and I got to be honest with you, I don't like the looks of it. So it would be nice to have 2 of them that we don't even have to, or even 3 if we need it. We don't even have to put the grass in the silo. Yeah, 200,000 to move. We'll be able to move it all over now. It'll be a little over 4 loads of this. Finally coming in with the last load here. Oh no, why does it keep doing that? It keeps changing to the little grain door. Anyway, so we're done there. We'll have to get some fuel in the morning for that. Let's see how this is progressing. Oh, pretty good so far. All right, I need to get some decorations going. All right, we're interrupting the time lapse because we're gonna need a lot more money. We'll get back to it, but I'm gonna do 4 or 5 loads. And we'll get back and we'll finish up our little design time lapse. Yeah, I think this is pretty good. I'm a little sad about this segment spacing here, but that was about as good as we could get it. I mean, maybe we try to improve that a little bit. If we go this way, we go to demolish, we could take these two out. And, I mean, maybe we just kind of deal with it. Increase segment. Oh, that's not what we really want to do. If I come like that, yeah, just the length just doesn't work great. Maybe we go back, we demolish this, and we start this direction. We could get it to line up potentially better this way. Yeah, we just kind of hide that flaw back there. So yeah, I think we'll live with that. We got a little bit of decorative rocks. Can't really see. The fence is a little shorter than I was hoping, but you can see it from out here. I think that looks pretty cool. And it gives us room to expand. It just gives us a nice start here. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. I love it. All right, we're going to get to the morning and get to planting. You know, going with barley, we're going to go buy some seed. But I think we'll swing by the fertilizer production first and get a little bit of fertilizer. All right, before we buy the seed, let's swing on over to the fuel station here. Get topped up on this tractor. We're going to need some maintenance on all of our tractors soon. Was kind of wanting to wait until we built our new farmyard for that. That's why I've been delaying that. But we're going to buy 3,000 worth right now. You know, I guess the other thing we could do eventually, try to get these trees out of our way, is figure out a way to be self-sufficient on seed. Maybe get a seed production going. But there's $856 worth of fuel. And then we'll put as much of this seed in here as we can. That's hold 3360. Not bad. We will have to do 2 applications of fertilizer since we did shut off precision farming, which is totally fine. We have a spreader for that. And plenty of fertilizer. But let's get this opened up. We can start right here with the headlands. And away we go. Getting some barley in the ground. We'll absolutely do this harvest with auto drive, potentially on a stream. And we'll have, you know, hopefully enough money by then to get that second harvester. At minimum, we want to get the auger wagon set up that we were talking about. We have the semi, so we just need to buy the trailer for that. It'd be nice to get 2, but, you know, we got plenty of time before this is going to get harvested and a lot of money to be made. We're going to do another cut of the grass next episode. I want to keep it probably September for that. Kind of just playing at our own pace at this point. But let's go ahead and let's see. Even with speed override, we're going to set it at 15. Well, let's see what it says. Let's see what it recommends. And yeah, 15. Growing uphill, it probably won't get to that speed. Let's see how long it takes to do these 2 headlands. You know, how can most of a field feel uphill? That was about 7 minutes, I believe. Maybe 8, just to do 1 lap around the headland. What a massive field. So I feel like, you know, we can go 15 downhill, and I know we're using speed override. We still need more horsepower. We still need a bigger tractor. But what is this one sitting at? I mean, this case is 600, so that might be the right one to use. This one's only 374, so I think we can get an upgrade to it. And we might do that. Oh, that triangle just appeared. What the heck, Farming Simulator? But yeah, so we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to do the rest of this off camera. We'll get the weeds taken care of next episode. We're going to get a cut of the grass going next episode, and the other application of fertilizer. And I don't know how far we'll get into the winter. We might get all the way into the winter. No promises, but right now, that's the plan. Thanks for hanging out on this one. I am Stocked Way Up. I will catch you on the next one.